Hi YouTube. Today's the day I'm going to reveal the Colt Python that I had restored. I did part of it, and my local gunsmith did part of it. And I did a few videos on the progress of it leading up till then. So a little bit of story about it. If you look at the past videos, if you watch them in order, I found a Colt Python for a young lady that she'd wanted one for a long time. And everybody knows that Colt Pythons are super expensive and they're usually out of the price range, the older vintage ones, of the average person. And I found probably the most reasonable one I've ever found, and stuff like that doesn't bother me because I know what I can do to them. So I did a video. I started the first video I did is I freaked everybody out. I took it, I scratched the whole side of it with a green scrubby cloth, freaked everybody out. I scrubbed off some of the finish and everything because I want people to know that there's nothing you can't fix. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what this Colt Python looks like. So let's take this towel off of it, and this is her. This is a 1970 Colt Python, and this thing was in somewhat rough condition when I found it. Had some finish wear, had a couple pitting in it here and there. The grips were in sort of rough shape. And what I did is I took the grips off and I refinished them. And I have videos doing step by step how I redid these grips. And while I was doing the grips, I took it to my gunsmith and he put the royal blue finish on it. Now, if you notice, I'm wearing gloves. And I'm doing that for a couple reasons, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing it to make fun of the people that wear gloves when they handle these things, because that's sort of my theme. And the second reason I'm doing it is I'm not leaving fingerprints on it for this video, because this video is to show you the what you can do to anything. And if you go back and look at each one of these videos, you can see what kind of shape this was in. This whole side of this thing, I scratched the whole side of it on video just to show people that it doesn't matter. These white glove people that do all this collecting and stuff, this gun looks better than any gun that you will see in a gun show that they have all in their boxes and everything. I left the sort of the patina on these things and I refinished these grips and they absolutely match. This gun's over 50 years old now, and now it looks brand new. So I'm going to try and get these close-ups and show you that there are a few people out there that can duplicate this Colt Royal Blue finish. Now these guns are absolutely the most horrible thing to try and film or photograph. It doesn't do it justice unless you see these in person. And this isn't the best way to really do this. The best way to do it is in natural light outside, but that wasn't really possible right now at this very moment in time. But I'll show it out in natural light here later on sometime. But if you've been following along with this project, I ran into a couple snags with this. This was an older one, and the roll marks were a little thin on it. And I wasn't real happy the way it turned out, so I had to source another barrel. So we rebarreled this gun. We put a newer style barrel on it that has deeper roll marks in it. And you see how sharp they are. They're not washed out or anything like that. And the barrel had to be fitted to it. The hammer's now blued correctly. If you notice, just the end of it here is blued and the rest of it's polished. Everything's perfect. The sight was a little messed up, and now the sight's perfectly fit in there. We redid that, put a new insert in it. All the roll marks are perfect. There's no pitting on this gun or anything. If you see how sharp everything on this thing is, it's absolutely stunning. This gun is. This girl's gonna absolutely be beside herself when she sees this. She doesn't even know I have it back yet. But I wanted to reveal it and show everybody that you can do this. And people get freaked out over refinishing a gun. You open this cylinder up and show you the inside of it. Look how perfect this thing turned out. It absolutely blows my mind. But these people that put these things in boxes and everything. And if you see any imperfections on these, if you've ever been around these Colt guns, that's just oils on them. Look, I'm rubbing this oil right across there and it just goes away. There's no imperfections. Gun is what I would call perfect condition now. Perfect condition. This is what these white glove collectors look for. And I hope everybody laughs about me wearing these gloves. I figured I'd do it once for everybody when I revealed this gun. But this is what one of these brand new, never fired guns in the box looks like. And we're going to take this thing out and fire it. We're probably going to do it next weekend or so. And I'll do a follow-up on it and let everybody know how it works. But the action on it works perfect now. Everything on it's perfect. It's just like any other Colt Python. That smooth action in it, the double action, single action is just, like every other Colt Python. But this thing is absolutely just stunning, this finish, the way it came out. I couldn't be more pleased with it. And the owner's going to be real pleased in it. I had a couple comments on a couple of the videos. People, like one guy said I was trying to rip somebody off and I was going to butcher this gun up. And I just want everybody to know, does this gun look butchered up to you? It looks absolutely perfect. There's nothing about this gun that doesn't look perfect. There's not one flaw in it. And if we get a flaw in it, we don't care. We took a well-used gun, that's what we're going to call it, well-loved, and we turned it into a masterpiece right now. And I take absolutely zero credit for any of the finish work. The only thing I did was do the grips on it. And you can follow along if you go back and look at all the other videos. We had this thing completely apart. There was a cross-country trip involved in the middle of this, and we had to source a barrel out and one other internal part that I wanted to replace on it. But it took about 2 weeks to take this thing from a very rough, well-used condition to about a brand new condition gun. And I want to know what everybody's thoughts are on this. You can do it. The collectors think you can't do it. They think if you refinish a gun, you're going to ruin it. Well, I mean, that's true if you get some hack that doesn't know what they're doing, but I don't use hacks. Everything that I present is usually top-notch stuff, and I try and use people that work on top-notch stuff, and this guy did a fantastic job on this. One of the reasons that Colt doesn't do this finish anymore, from what I understand, and this is my limited knowledge on this, the reason they don't do this royal blue finish anymore is cyanide is used in it. And I don't know what they do, and I don't know what the procedure is, but you do have to use cyanide in it, and that was used on this. And everybody knows cyanide's a poison, it's very toxic, it's very hard to get, and that's one of the things we had to wait on with some chemicals. And I'm not going to get into where he gets it or how hard it is or what the procedure is to do it, because I simply don't know. But if anybody has any questions on it, I mean, I can ask and try and figure it out how they do it. But that is how you restore a 1970 Colt Python royal blue and make it look perfect. And I just can't stress enough for people to go back and look at the videos in order of when I scrubbed all the finish off of this thing. I scrubbed it on the side, on the barrel, and then I scrubbed the whole side right here where it was in the best shape. And then I showed it stripped down and showed the pitting in it and everything like that. And this is what happens. You can make anything look good. And if this thing was sitting in a gun shop, this thing would come in top dollar if you were to sell this thing. And there's no way anybody could say this thing doesn't look like a brand new gun. This is now a restored, refinished 1970 Colt Python. Refinished grips and everything. And I would seriously like to know everybody's opinion on what they think of this. This is the big reveal day, and we will try and do another video of it out in the natural light and see what everybody thinks of it. I'm trying to move it around as much as I can, get every angle that you can so you can see how perfect this thing is. See how the light comes off of it. These guns look like they're wet when you look at them. So anyway, folks, I just wanted to give you the big reveal today and let you know that it's all right to use your stuff. If you hit it on the side of a bench or scratch it or you have holster wear on it, who cares? Just use it. That's what it's for. And then if down the road, if it bothers you that bad that your gun has a scratch on it or has some wear on it on the blued finish, as you can see, it can be fixed. And then you can continue using it. Something sitting in a safe, locked away in a dark safe, is not doing you any good. It's not an investment piece. It's never going to gain like stock market or anything like that. It's an enjoyable item. And it's a piece of work, piece of art, and it should be used. And I just proved this to everybody. And the don't make fun of me about the gloves. I'll never do it again. I just didn't want to fingerprint this thing up. I wanted everybody to see how perfect this thing came out without having fingerprints all of it. Blued guns show fingerprints bad. So anyway, folks, let me know what you think about this restoration project. Like I said, it took about 2 weeks. I was expecting 1 week, but it took about 2 weeks to complete it, but we got her done. So thank you very much for watching my video, and you folks have a great day.